What I'm wearing now, I wore for 2 weeks in bed. I mean, I've changed my clothes many times since then, but I didn't get out of bed. I was so depressed, I couldn't explain. I was so lost because there wasn't anything to get up for. Like, I was so used to phoning him at 10 o'clock, or with being with him at 10 o'clock. He was a veteran, so they had rules to how many nights you could stay at the building because it was an all-male building.
After losing her partner, Amanda found herself unable to get out of bed, overwhelmed by grief and unsure how to move forward. But one small push from a friend helped her take the first step. And now, through programs at Unison at Kerby Centre, she's rediscovering connection, purpose, and herself.
Too much time on my hands, and I needed to do something. And also, my partner passed away, so all the time I had looking after him, I needed to fill it up with something. That's what happened with me. One of my friends came and told me, turned the shower on and said, "Get your clothes off, you're having a shower and you're changing your clothes." And she says, "Go on, get in the shower now." And so that's what kind of got me going. And I felt a lot better after showering and changing my clothes, and because I wasn't taking care of myself for 2 weeks.
We spoke with Shannon MacKinnon, a registered social worker at the Calgary Counselling Centre, who was able to answer some questions about how to help someone grieving the loss of a loved one and about the value of getting out of the house.
It depends. I think this heavily kind of depends also on your religious perspective. And so there are belief systems who encourage kind of like staying home and kind of like, being insular for a while and having family and community come to you. So I think that's a complicated question. I think it's not a it's varied. I guess that's my answer. But getting back involved in life with other people and communities is important for sure. That is going to be something that helps you um, kind of get back who the new you is without this person in your life. It's a learning curve. It's going to be different, but you don't know what it can be unless you go and try, right? It's pretty big. Yeah, it can be pretty big. So, a lot of folks we see that maybe they've been in a long-term relationship or marriage and their partner dies, that's a big shift. So if you've been, in a role, in a relationship for a very long time, sometimes it's very challenging to figure out now what. And so that's where, counseling can help, community can help, friends can help. Um, Kind of reestablish that personhood, but it has changed. It has changed because that important person in your life, whether it's family or a partner or someone close to you, um, they're no longer present. And so that has a ripple effect, right?
Is there a way to gauge, for example, how much is too much? Things, signs that we should be looking for in terms of when we should be intervening, if we should be at all?
I think if you have concern for that person's like general health and welfare, that isn't based on ideas about you, because we can sometimes bring that in to our process of helping people, but is it based on kind of their previous activity levels or their previous levels of, interaction with life? Is if there's a hard shift there, you can go and, I mean, keep in touch if they want to keep in touch, express concern, offer, offer small offerings. Do you want to go out and get groceries? Do you want me to go and get groceries and bring them here and then we can put them away together? Um, so, making sure that the level of self-care is adequate. That's different for everybody. But, that's okay to express concern around that for sure, right? When you see that. And if you have a good relationship with that person, then that concern will be probably, considered and taken in. I think it depends on the relationship that you have with that friend or that person. Um, I think you have to be a pretty close friend to be able to be like, okay, let's get out of bed and get things done. Right? You have to have the relationship of trust that they are trusting you to guide them on that process. Um, I think everybody is going to react differently to grief and bereavement and death and dying. So again, that's a relational question of what kind of relationship did you have with that person? Um, sometimes we have these ideas of how people should be in grief, and it's like, well, that is very individual. Some people might become very depressed and very kind of insular and want to just not engage with the world. Um, and that will probably over time become a problem for them. But that may be their response. Other people may have, they may have done a lot of preparatory grieving. Maybe someone had a very long illness and they had a lot of time to kind of let go of that person in stages. And so maybe when death finally comes, maybe they are absolutely ready for that kind of change in role. So really, it depends. I mean, you have to gauge the trust that you have with that person. You can express concern and be, hey, like I'd like to come over and just sit and have tea with you. Maybe we can get out of bed and have tea in our pajamas and, like just start small, right? Don't overwhelm the person. They're already overwhelmed. That's why they're having the symptoms they are.
As for Amanda, she's enjoying her time at Unison at Kerby Centre, taking art classes and Spanish lessons and meeting a few friends. It's helped her realize that healing doesn't happen all at once. Sometimes it starts with just a few small steps.
I think they're great. I've got a wonderful Spanish teacher, and the art teacher is really good, but I've only been to a couple of her classes so far, so I don't know. But I liked the picture that I came out with the last time, so yeah.
Just be around other people too.
Yeah. Like I gave my phone number to Marianne, the girl sitting next to me. We were practicing talking with each other, and said to her if she wanted to call and wanted to speak Spanish, or if we wanted to go over our homework, then we could. I've never taken care of myself. Now I have to watch what I'm eating and try and eat better foods, because I've gained about 30 pounds since I had my knee surgery. You got to get out of feeling sorry for yourself and just do something you haven't done before. I like to venture into the unknown, and I speak French, but it's 40 years since I was in France, and I thought Spanish would be easy, but now that I'm older, it's a lot harder to assimilate things. But still worth doing. This is the second time I've taken this class, and the first time I don't remember hardly anything, and this time I've got the time to spend on the homework, whereas before I was looking after my partners. So you really have to take the time when you're learning a language to look at it every day and not just wait until the night before your class, because it won't work otherwise. Yeah, well, I found that I've gotten to a point in Duolingo where I don't understand a lot of it. I'd like to start from the beginning again, and then it'll coincide with what I'm studying now rather than being way out there. And I haven't done Duolingo now since my partner passed away. I just didn't want to do anything, so I've got to start it again, because I think it helps with the pronunciation. When you keep repeating it, words over and over again. I need to do something for me. That's exactly it.
Of this color, feel free.